Welcome to ET420 Parallax C Functions. Try it in your turn, Part B, a continuation from Part A. I made the corrections that were in the lab and I added another adder function, 102, and I added a line feed, so we get one line, and we added the result of our counter. So what happened is we added 25 and 17 plus 100 plus 2, which equals 144. And then our second one would be minus 100 plus 5, which would be minus 95. So this one worked well. So our assignment here is adding a subtractor functions. First thing it wants us to do is save it as a different name. And we're going to add a for declaration for a subtractor, and then we're going to put a function below it, and we're going to call it from our main. Pretty straightforward. Okay, we're back to our IDE. Let's go ahead and modify this. First, let's save it as a different project. Save project as, I'm just call it mod. Okay, and we're going to add, first thing we're going to do is add a function prototype so that it knows what's coming. Otherwise, we have to put it in front, and we're going to call this guy subtractor. And let's go ahead and leave the integers a and b the same. And let's go ahead and copy and paste this. And we're going to call this subtractor. A and b, and we're just going to subtract. And let's save that. Okay, so now we want to, let's go ahead and integer in, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. We're just going to call adder and add a result. That should be good. And let's go ahead and change this to subtractor. Let's just change that to M. Yeah, that's fine. And we're going to have to add that. Let's just go ahead and put an integer in front of that, see if it's okay with that. Subtractor. Let's make that a positive. Let's see. What are we missing here? So we got our for declaration. We have number. We're going to print. I'm going to change the subtractor. And make this M. And we're going to return C. Let's see if that works. Hopefully it doesn't overwrite it. Let's try it. Okay, adder's 42, 25 and 7, okay, and 100 minus 5 is 95. Looks good. Here's our new program, memory functions can share, and all we're doing here is global variables. So if you look up here, we put integer in front of our variables a, b, and n. And you notice that we assign them, but we don't use the integer, otherwise it's going to think that it's assigned in the main. Here we're using a global variable that could be used in outside functions. Okay, the lab wants us to modify it utilizing the subtractor function and global variables. It's pretty much the same thing we just did. Okay, we're back at our simple IDE, so let's add our subtractor functions. Let's go ahead and do our for declaration. Call that subtractor. Why did that not move? There we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and add M and make that a comma. Okay, and let's go ahead and move our braces out a little bit. And let's make that subtractor. Okay, let's print M. That's good. Let's close in our braces for, and let's copy and paste our adder and make it a subtractor. Make it M. And I think that's it. Let's see, we call subtractor and we print it, and let's run it, see what happens. $128. So is, yep, 96 and 32 is 198. Subtract them would be 64. So it's still working. Looks good.